Hi, Earth people. I am Chinghiz together with you. Today, May 28th, 2022. Children killers. Another massacre of children. Sandy Hook, Portland, now Uvalde, Texas. 19 children killed, two teachers. United States of America. Children killers. Welcome it in United States of America. This is undeniable. We not will accept any argument. Enough is enough. Not from President of United States, but we know Joe Biden, of course, won't stop that. And Democratic Party majority on that. But Republicans, this evil party, today's Republican Party, evil party, who continue back them, they back in evil. And fact check. They again will try to distract you, American people. Will blah blah about Constitution of the United States, Second Amendment. Will blah blah about great nations, United States, have right citizens for own gun. And this country where children killed in massacre form repeatedly. A great nation repeatedly. Texas, Uvalde. Governor shameful Abbott, very criminal, I saying you that, crook, corrupt person, I saying you that, and we will reveal this fact too about Abbott and co. Texas safeguards the Second Amendment. This Abbott, blah blah. Today, constitutional carry goes into effect. Continuation of blah blah. Texans who legally own a gun are now allowed to carry it in public. No license or training is needed. Warren Barger, Supreme Court Chief Justice, was by Supreme Court of United States, whose job protect Constitution. And Warren Barger, Supreme Court Chief Justice, say the gun lobby's interpretation of the Second Amendment is one of the greatest pieces of fraud. I repeat the word fraud on the American people by special interest groups that I have ever seen in my lifetime. The real purpose of the Second Amendment was ensure that state armies, the militia, would be maintained for the defense of the state. The very language of the Second Amendment refutes any argument that it was intended to guarantee every citizen an unfettered right to any kind of weapon he or she desires. Again, this Warren Barger, Supreme Court Chief Justice. President Biden. As a nation, we must ask, when in God's name will we stand up to the gun lobby? When in God's name will we do what needs to be done? I'm sick and tired of it. We have to act. These kinds of mass shootings rarely happen elsewhere in the world. Why are we willing to live with this carnage? Why do we keep letting this happen? Where in God's name is our backbone to have the courage to deal with it? It's time to turn this pain into action. He writes. LeBron James, my friend, tweeting. Like, come on. What are we doing as a nation, man? Very angrily asking. And he replying to tweets from Shannon Watts. Which tweeting? Who tweeting? Shannon Watts. Sorry, she. She tweeted. According to the governor of Texas, the gunman who killed at least 15 in this new early tweets. But later we know they are totally 21, 19 of them children. At least 15 people in Uvalde is an 18-year-old who lives in the community. He had a handgun and may have been armed with a rifle, too, of course, rifle, assault rifle, AR-15. In 2021, Texas lawmakers lowered the age to carry a handgun to 18. But since rifles too, AR-15 too. Harry Littman, shooter bought the two assault rifles from FFL on his recent 18th birthday. In 18th birthday, he immediately take two assault rifle. Is Gandon Greg Abbott, Texas governor, and co. No license, no training. Double Down News. Very quote from Aishat Akambi. Very correct words. Therefore, I read it. A society where guns are more accessible than healthcare is the height of moral depravity. Agnes Kalamar, Amnesty International chief. 1919, gasp. Country at war, country at peace, 19 children. This tweet from Agnes Kalamar. United States of America, our days. Because evil, satanic Republican Party. Children massacre. John Cooper, very right tweet. Republican lawmakers are fucking baby killers. And that's very true. Only Republicans broken act for take control on gun, including gun violences. Republican Party, no Democrat. Baby killers. Will again. People will again. I call you wake up, American nation. Again, I call you wake up. You will have children massacre again and again and again. Will have. They will distract your mind, turn schools on as camp, military camp even. But we know even in some schools there was gun teachers or gun security. There was happened massacre. They will distract you people. They will say, hey, we should increase security of schools. We should spend more money to police. How police fail it. When they have so much money for do their job, their duty, they are cowards. Cowards. waiting. Oh, they are gun shooting, waiting. Some risk have for their life. Their police duty, do their job. They are gun bandit. We should stop him immediately because they are children. But they're waiting. When this gunshot stop it, then already he killed 19 children and 2 teachers. After that, police invade. They have, timetable. They was in school, police, but police reject acting. Simply reject acting. This should be crime because result of their inaction, their children massacre. Who was there? They guilty. Who was ordered them go and wait? Because they connection. Was command, yeah. Wait, risky. Yeah, one 18 years old with rifle, fully equipped police, dozens, even more. And now they will, again, these Republicans, satanic, evil Republicans, will call, hey, police not have enough money. Spend more money. Will distract your mind. One, arm schools. Second, more financial to police. Third, fourth, fifth, five, six, seven, 10, NIA. Each time they did that, and again will do because you nation, you allow all that. You nation, American people, you allow that, you. Because you have opportunity change that. Why you refusing to do that? You robo zombie. They political technos and you robo zombie. No understand to immediately starting fool it. Huh? Enough is enough. Never again, okay? Never more, never again. Should be that. I'm talking about children. Massacre in peaceful time in United States of America. Great nation, leader country. All statistics show who ban free sale of gun drove several times these violences and of course victims figures, victims quantity drop several times, no several percent, several 100%. Okay, Australia, Europe, other there was, but they ban free sale, take control on gun. No need, people no need in gun. Why? For what? And you have that and will have. I know 100%. Children massacre will happen again and again and again in the United States of America. And this because today's evil satanic Republican Party. But you, American people, can change that. Spit on Abbott face, Texans. Do that, simply do that. They will distract you, they will lie you. They will say Abbott will say he will misleading. But I read his tweet. No license, no training. Spit on Abbott face. Midway charm for the covert screaming shall not be infringed. Their blood is on your hands. They died so you could keep your assault rifle. They are not all. Here 16. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. 40% of Uvalde's city budget goes to police. 40% of city budget. 40% go to police. Their school district had its own police force. Even school district had its own police force. This is what happened. After decades of mass shootings, there is still zero evidence that police have the ability to stop them from happening. Gun safety and other policies can. Very correct. Gun safety and other policies can. But giving money to police and police acting and will act this forum. Actually, police, not police. In Texas, particularly in Uvalde, let's review the reported performance of the Uvalde police and CBP response team on Tuesday. Waited 35, 60 minutes, 1 hour before entering school while kids bled out. Wasting golden hour. tased arrested parents, tased arrested parents, begging them to go in and attempting attempting attempting to rescue the kids themselves. These parents for demanding police, hey, why are you here? Go rescue. When they ignore him, they try themselves go to schools. They was tasered and arrested. This earlier info. But later we have true picture, how police will act. Mr. tweeting, Republicans should never be allowed to talk about a good guy with a gun ever again. Of course. And Chris Dudling tweeting, just a stunning admission. And what means this? Listen, the authorities now say that local officers first entered the school at 11:35. 2 minutes later than gunmen, means immediately. And that there were 19 officers in the hallway by 12:03 p.m. But that they did not breach the door and kill the gunman until 12:50, even as they continued to hear him firing. Actually, police was there, but they were outside of schoolroom or place, waiting, and they listen how this 18 years old killer killing children. Their voice, their noise, of course. And this police listen, all that. No intervening. Listen, 11:35, they in schools, police. They kill it, stop it, gunman in 12:50, more than 1 hour. 1 hour 25, 15. 1 hour 15 minutes. 1 hour 15 minutes. This police who refused do his duty, his job. Why? Very obvious. They're afraid, they're coward. They think for their life can be some risky. Such police not exist. This can't be police. Simply can't be police who thinking this form, acting this form. Look at place, yes, watching, yes, in me, but act fully equipped with train the officers, training. %40 of city budget. Thanks to Abbott. And here, last tweet about what they are happening. Timetable. Edward Wong tweeted, 44 minutes of children in Uvalde begging the police for help. Children call it by phone. 44 minutes. Please, police, help. Reading. This reply to tweet from Mike Baker and their timetable. Student calls to 911. 12:03. Wish, whispered, she is in room 112. 12:10. Said multiple dead. Okay. In 12:03, first call. She in room 112. After 7 minutes, she said, here multiple dead. After 3 minutes, 12:13, call it again. In 12:16, call it again and saying, 8, 9 students alive. After 3 minutes, 12:19, student call from room 111. After 2 minutes, 12:21, 3 shots. Hear it on call. When he call it or she call it, they hear it 3 shots. After 5 minutes, 12:36, another call. In 12:43, after 7 minutes, ask for police. In 12:47, ask for police. Help, help. And what they are happening, they saying there. So, Supreme Court Chief Justice said that law and Constitution 1 and law they have. Why this Second Amendment was passed? For what? For what? If your Supreme Court Chief Justice saying that, this means that he not will interpretation. If so, today's Supreme Court, Republican majority, you Supreme Court Justice or you Republican or Democrat, you remember your emblem, Justice emblem. Close eyes and a quote. This main Constitution of United States, main, because rule of law and implementation of this rule of law, protection of rule of law. They are not in Second Amendment. Why this Second Amendment passed? This not means this Second Amendment means guns right for all citizens. This not. Our Supreme Court Chief Justice Roberts and others take this if Republican Party in Congress, and not only in Congress, in states, for example, in Texas, they blocked action for stop these children massacres, these killings, so much each year. Yearly, there was figure 30,000 yearly, annually, because gun violence. And you can be helpful, Supreme Court, you can be helpful, and you should, shall. What means Second Amendment? Say that. And based on that, Congress can pass bills for regulation, for ban free sale of guns. There should be norm, which one also very good name, but no free sale, no citizen right for gun. It's not. There should be very, very check, and this should be not easy by gun. And only if some sport hobby or hunter hobby, and there should be only concrete, simple arm. All that military weapons, AR-15 and others, their age should be not even 21. Why? This all should be more. And again, there should be law banning free sale of guns. And this saying, I believe in that Second Amendment to United States Constitution. I will read again that for finally. Warren Burger, Supreme Court Chief Justice. The gun lobby's interpretation of the Second Amendment is one of the greatest pieces of fraud. I repeat the word fraud on the American people by special interest groups that I have ever seen in my lifetime. The real purpose of the Second Amendment was to ensure that state armies, the militia, would be maintained for the defense of the state. The very language of the Second Amendment refutes any argument that it was intended to guarantee every citizen an unfettered right to any kind of weapon who he or she desires. Chief Justice John Roberts, do that. Stop that. Stop children massacres. Another massacre, but huge scale, happening in Ukraine. Genocide, they are happening. Their children killed by Putin, Hitler, Putin, same fascist army, hundreds already, approximately around, what last figure was 220, 30, and they are each day killings, genocide, massacre. And many people died. There are genocide in Bucha, genocide in Mariupol, genocide Bordyanka, I think. This fact check already, undeniable. And I call Congress and President Biden. Yes, again, United States of America, leader country in NATO, leading country in NATO, and your inaction. Not only you, United States, we know Europe, our European countries already all online transparently. Germany, France, Italy, Hungary, Austria, and others, even Erdogan, Turkey, you know, appeasement of Hitler. When he was acting undeniably, he fascist, he Hitler. He targeted Ukraine. He will use his energy pipelines, oil and gas for attack Ukraine as weapon. Means money, and pressure on EU. But there anyway was appeasement by Merkel. Shame on you, Merkel. How many times I call you? Hey, stop. No stream second. No, this not political. This economy. And we believe in Putin. Good Putin have good eyes, good man. We can have good business with Putin. This Gandon Bush, crook, criminal. But nobody even mentioned George W. Bush in this manner. Means true money. He was conspired with Putin against me. This Bush, even nobody mentioned. The same thing. But you against try separate that. Unseparate thing you can try separate. Chinghiz case, this other, this other, this other. Not same people, same persons, same powers. They are conspiracy against me, and they are conspiracy of appeasement. Another attack by sonic weapon. So the appeasement was no free. Why you no mention that? are not seeing their investigations. You think the appeasement was free? Really? George W. Bush freely was acting this forum, or was conspiring against me also for free, or appeasing Putin. This was free. Or Schroeder do that, or Merkel do that, or Sarkozy, Hollande, now Macron, now Scholz, now Draghi, was Berlusconi, was for free. Your problem that civilized world, countries of democracy, in words, yes, in reality, all these offshores in your countries, all these trillions go through your countries. In United States, in Britain, in Switzerland, in Netherlands, France, Germany, Spain, they have Italy. For free. Even Britain today refused acting for stop this corruption money laundering, means implement launching sanctions against Putin and Putin oligarchs. Why? Big, easy money directly to pockets. It's so obvious. And your problem that. And you refuse help Ukraine, America, and NATO. You said if Putin will invade, we will unwavering forum act and support Ukraine. Yes? Why you not doing that? Why you failing? You're obviously failing. Ukraine continue be without serious weapons. Putin have advantage on quantity of the soldiers and quantity of the weapons and several, many weapons which Putin have, Ukraine not. They already genocide because you're this not free, not for free. Your decision, Trump decision. There was CATSA, which passed it committee in Senate. I call this John McCain sanctions. Trump stole that, stopped that because Putin demand, Trump did. And you call that if will invade, you will act. And you have genocide in Ukraine. If you not do this grave mistake, if Putin will act, you will act. This grave mistake. This is so obvious how Ukrainian people heroic, not afraid, and fact tracking Hitler Putin, but not have arm, weapon, support. And you continue financing Hitler Putin genocidal war in Ukraine, in Europe. in Ukraine. You continue financing Putin because not oil embargo, not gas embargo. This fact, a fact. You can say blah blah, but this will blah blah, and this will you financing will means, in fact, that this means you continue financing Hitler Putin genocidal war in Europe, in Ukraine. Result of that, there are several genocides and continuation of that. You continue today financing Hitler Putin, EU. Orban, stop it, you. Huh? EU. You like be show you as you how you dumb or stupid moron. You like sometimes show yourself. You can't stop or freeze Hungary action. Very simply, and should be that. You come together immediately and deciding freeze Hungary action on this case, Russian case, Hitler Putin case. And other things. You refuse to do that. Germany was doing, Italy, Berlusconi, Draghi, Hitler Putin's clones, Macron, Hitler Putin clone, Scholz, Hitler Putin clone. There, Hitler Putin, I think you know all that. United States and EU, Britain. Putin push button, his structure in your soil, including Britain, including United States and Europe, Germany, France, Italy, Austria, Switzerland, others. And they start act. Kissinger, American. Shame. The American, the shame. How Kissinger even involved. Behind Kissinger, not only Hitler Putin, Israel, today's authority, but mainly, and if directly we should say name, I say again, Rothschild and Co., who ruled the world. And Kissinger directly member, one of these, Rothschild and Co. I said that previously, and saying that again, not by schemes, Kissinger linked to Rothschild and Co. Directly, he member of club, Rothschild and Co. club. How they all as one command there, one command. They immediately coming online and help Putin. Hey, save Putin face. Fuck you. This country, so-called leaders of Germany, France, Italy, for your so-called initiative, help Putin. And there, you fail it. Stop Putin as I demanded. before his invasion. You continue failing in our days because you again acting, on Putin behavior. United States and Britain are calling these two countries particular because they're doing more than others. United States and Britain doing more than other countries. But they both, despite all this fact, they truly, if we will watch truly, they failing truly stand with Ukraine. Ukraine not have weapons. Putin start take cities in Donbass region. Because Ukraine not yet, and why not yet? Joe Biden or Britain, there should be finally NATO weapons, heavy weapons. There should be rocket systems. There are two versions, both. Okay. Name none. Rocket systems. Two form. Both. There should be Patriots air defense system. In all this immediately. There should be F6, at least F-16 immediately. And there should be tanks immediately. And drones, predator drones, immediately. If you won't implement what you declare, you not will give Putin win in Ukraine. You will do anything for Ukraine victory, for freed his territory from Hitler Putin troops. If so, implement that, do that. Immediately, Joe Biden, immediately. Putin using all that, and I know their coordinated action. This Draghi, Macron, Scholz, and Orban, and of course Erdogan, to their schemes. But these EU members, they directly coordinated with Putin. They're delaying, extending, not yet, blah, blah about peace. And Putin using that and taking advantage, territories, cities, by using banned weapons, ammunition, even phosphorus ammunitions, cluster bombs, barrel bombs, others, what possible. And Ukraine not have all that. What you should. Lend-lease pass it. Joe, you was outside United States, in South Korea, I think, or in Japan, in South Korea. Special courier, take this passed bill, Lend-lease bill from Congress, and give you, and you sign it when you was in abroad. Why you did that? Because urgency of situation. Yes, and that's true. So act immediately. These weapons, as I said, stop all blah blah what your circle, your advisor try said. Escalation, stop all that. Hitler Putin, all this frame crash it. Send weapons to Ukraine. Stand with Ukraine immediately. And Ukrainian people will remove Putin from Ukraine. I know that exactly. Some of your advisors say maybe Ukraine will attack Russian territory by using this rocket system tools. Not will. Ukraine no need in Russian territory. They're giving guarantee. I giving guarantee. And this should be enough. But Ukraine have right even attack Russia. Can attack if Putin will. We don't know what Putin will do. But in today's situation, when Putin on attack by genocidal attack, taking, invading Ukraine, invading occupied Kherson region, part of Zaporozhye, and Mariupol take etc. And now last info Liman city and others. Enough, and this guarantee. Ukraine not will use this rocket system for attack Russian territory. Will attack Russian troops in Ukraine. And this enough is enough. Stop that. And F-16 there, and tanks there, and Patriot there. Enough is enough. All this urgently, and list for that. Because each day Putin will use this tactic. No give the chance to Hitler, Putin, United States, and NATO. And in Ukraine now, nation who was removed mainly, okay, from Crimea, these Crimean Tatars, their leaders, their others, was forced, and they now in Ukraine, in Kiev city, in other cities, Crimea Tatars leaders, Mustafa Jemilev and Chubarov and others, they adhered TV channels, which was functioning in Crimea in Tatars language, ATR. And there, Mujdabayev, there, Gulsum Khalilova. Okay? Same nation. In 18th May 1948, they was forced from their land, from Crimea, this nation, Crimean Tatars, by Stalin. From Crimea to Central Asia and to Europe of Soviet Union. 200,000. At least 109,000 died. 46% of nation. 46%. The genocide. This another Stalin genocide now against Crimean Tatars. Against Ukrainians, we know Holodomor. Against Crimean Tatar, this. And Hitler put in Stalin the same. He put in Crimea, cracking down, the continuation crackdown on Crimean Tatars, arresting them, torturing them, killing them. And this can't be forget. I call world countries recognize this genocide against Crimean Tatars. Canada already did that. Should be this done by United States, NATO members, worldwide nations, United Nations members. Recognize this fact as genocide because it is. Because genocide, the importance of that. Again, Hitler Putin, we will recognize Hitler Putin genocide against Ukraine in this war, of course. And continuation of Hitler Putin genocide in Ukraine. And against Crimean Tatars today, this Hitler Putin act in this forum. And we should, if they are happening genocide, we should recognize genocide, importance of that. This is not some nations' exclusive right. There are several, we know. But we should watch worldwide, in Africa, in Asia, in America, in Europe. If they are fact genocide, we should recognize this as genocide. This is about history, and in our days, the genocide happening in Ukraine. Putin planning attack again Kiev, planned won war in Ukraine by fall. Hitler Putin pressing Lukashenko, hey, intervene from north side. But Lukashenko acting in border of Ukraine, forced Ukrainian army keep in this border enough quantity of army which they can use in Donbass region, but they can't because Hitler Putin Lukashenko, they union and can invade if it's again Hitler Putin decision, not Lukashenko. Hitler Putin decision. If he will decide, hey, Belarus invade, Lukashenko will invade. No doubt. So why are you waiting? You have Lend-Lease, you have enough needed arms, so needed by Ukraine for stop Hitler Putin and remove Hitler Putin from Ukraine, including Crimea, including Luhansk and Donetsk regions, so-called republics. This is Ukraine territory. And oil and gas embargo, enough is enough. Stop financing Hitler Putin. And SWIFT ban fully. And sanctions against Hitler Putin, all oligarchs. Finally, arrest their assets, seize, and send this money to Ukraine. Not lift sanctions on Hitler Putin oligarchs when if some of them will agree some part of their stolen criminal money. Canada, will send to Ukraine for help Ukraine. This is absolutely unacceptable, Canada. Arrest, seize this all criminal money. This all Hitler Putin oligarchs. Hitler Putin money schemes, including cryptocurrency, Bitcoin mainly. Use all your measures, stop that. And secondary sanctions against countries who helping Putin avoid sanctions. Start to that. Now, all urgency. Why you not? No reason why you not will do that. Sanctions against countries who helping Hitler Putin avoid sanctions. No matter which country. If Turkey, Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, fooled you, Tokayev. Last info, he sanctions approximately $25 million of Russian bank in Kazakhstan. Arrested, freeze, sanction. But actually, truly, their business about billions of dollars between Russia and Kazakhstan. Bank system even. This for, heat, evasion sanctions. Kazakhstan do that, Kazakhstan even helping Lukashenko, Belarus. They trucks, Russian and Belarus trucks, Kazakhstan helping them. And Middle East, United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain. Enough is enough. Stop that. Launch sanctions, secondary sanctions against countries who helping avoid sanctions, helping Putin avoid sanctions. And what I said is very urgently, very. This means should be what I said, should be happen immediately, and there are no reason not do that. I'm not seeing serious barrier if you country rule of law and your authority decided to really help Ukraine, stand with Ukraine. So do that. And Schroeder and co should be under sanctions. Enough is enough. Schroeder warning Merkel, Steinmeier. He not resigned, not yet. They should be under sanctions too. Investigation were needed there. Their big is the money in their pockets. Nord Stream 1, Nord Stream 2. This big is the money in pockets. About Nord Stream 1, Ukraine call you, stop that, and Ukraine can compensate that. So Germany, stop Nord Stream 1, 2 immediately. But they are mainly oil and gas embargo immediately. Stop financing Hitler Putin immediately. Even Liz Truss, Britain foreign minister, supporting Ukraine with tanks and aircraft and rocket systems too, of course. And this means F-16 and NATO tanks, is completely legal decision. This was stated by the British Foreign Secretary Liz Truss. Speaking in Prague, she denied that there was an agreement prohibiting NATO members from supplying heavy weapons to Ukraine. There are not agreement, and of course, this. But why Britain not sending these heavy weapons, these aircrafts? Liz Truss or United States, Blinken, Austin, President Biden, send that immediately. There are genocide and ethnic cleansing in Ukraine. Daria Kaleniuk tweeting, there are 66 camps in Russia which hold 95,000 Mariupol residents. It's hard to imagine what these people are going through there. And here, graphics. This one. Okay. And I'm reading what this means. This region of Russia, Siberia part of Russia. Okay, Siberia part of Russia. This red color, the part of Russia, Siberia part of Russia. And they are cities. And they are in graphic writing how many Ukrainians quantity already sent from Ukraine to these Siberia cities. Each city, concrete figures. Reading. Republic of Sakha, Yakutia, 534. Chukotka, 80. Kamchatka, 200. Magadan region, 200. 740, Khabarovsky Krai. 1,305, Sakhalin region. 1,350, Primorsky Krai. 517, Amur region. 940, Transbaikal Krai. Jewish Autonomous Region, 50. 460, Irkutsk region. 240, Republic Tuva. 224, Republic Khakassia. 170, Republic Altai. 1,530, Kemerovo region. 500, Altai Krai. 1,200, Novosibirsk region. 2,369, Omsk region. 755, Tomsk region. Omsk region and Tomsk region, this different region. 3,920, Krasnoyarsk Krai. This deportation from Ukrainians by ethnic cleansing to Siberia. Siberia. This punishment, additional punishment. This part of genocide, this part of ethnic cleansing. And here, Foreign Minister of Ukraine tweet, Dmitry Kuleba. Dmitry Kuleba. Russian thieves steal Ukrainian grain, load it onto ships, pass through Bosporus, and try to sell it abroad. I call on all states to stay vigilant and refuse any such proposals. Don't buy the stolen. Don't become accomplices to Russian crimes. Theft has never brought anyone luck. Very important. No buy this Ukrainian grain which stolen by Hitler Putin. No buy, refuse that. And listen, people, about Germany again. And United States also should listen, and Britain, and EU entirely, and G7. Appeasement of Ilham Aliyev, very dangerous, very bad. Again, as I call you about Putin appeasement, same form I calling you on Ilham Aliyev case. Take that very seriously and stop appeasement of Ilham Aliyev. German authority, when there was decision by EU, first, was that. Cut Russian energy, oil and gas quantity, and replace that by gas, oil and gas from other countries, including Azerbaijan. TANAP pipeline. I immediately reacted and say, hey, stop that, EU. This very wrong. This Hitler, Putin, Ilham Aliyev, they truly ally, this remain, I say that again. And this pipeline, this Putin pipeline, okay, part of this pipeline. And also Ilham Aliyev, dictator and tyrant, and for decades when was appeasement of Putin, and you same time was appeased Ilham Aliyev, and already this failed. Ukraine case show you, and not try fool people. This Ilham Aliyev and Putin difference. This separate countries, separate persons. No, do this grave mistake, EU. But you continue did that, and your leading members countries, for example, Germany, when you offer this to Azerbaijan, but you will buy uh, Azerbaijan, increase buying Azerbaijan gas, İlham Aliyev immediately start demanding, means start trade with you. İlham Aliyev only trading for keep his authority and his together with Putin structure. Only that, and this was happened. When your delegation arrived to Azerbaijan, first thing what they asking, hey, stop demand from Azerbaijan about human rights, and about democracy, etc. In your land, in your soil, so many who do even treason against Azerbaijan people who call themselves opposition, send that as Erdogan's try use this case against Finland and Sweden. And this again Hitler Putin demand Erdogan acting this forum. But same argue use İlham Aliyev. And there was immediately Attorney Chief Prosecutor, Attorney General of Azerbaijan, Kamran Aliyev, start visiting Germany, Austria, Italy, France, I think they are Switzerland too. For that, for deportation of opposition in exile who continue their job, they have already green card, some not, some have, some not, which means in process, not rejected, because the opposition, how EU, or Germany, Italy, from any country, EU, how they can't reject offer for green card, means be resident, truly opposition who, under pressure of Azerbaijan, arrested, tortured, continuation of that, their family under pressure. No way, yes? No way. But Kamran Aliyev arrived to Germany and to France, Italy, another country too. Immediately. Plus there was difference few days, even no 1 week. But even 1 week is also very near time. If you offer Azerbaijan, hey, we need your gas increase, İlham Aliyev say, hey, you can do that, and said immediately his chief prosecutor to your countries. And there was meeting between German chief prosecutor and Azerbaijan chief prosecutor in Germany. And in time, I said that, and others said, there may be secret agreement. There will deportation of oppositions from Germany and other countries where was visited Kamran Aliyev. İlham Aliyev chief prosecutor. And last info, EU, Germany, shame on you. Samir Ashurov, Ziya İbrahimli, Mutallim Orucov, and Pünhan Kazımlı. These four was deported and immediately arrested in Azerbaijan. They were deported from Germany when they seeking asylum. They opposition political activist and member of opposition party. They was arrested in Azerbaijan for their activity. They have all dogs. Afgan Muhtarlı, you should know Afgan Muhtarlı. One of opposition leading figure was arrested, kidnapping from Georgia, you remember, by Ilham Aliyev from Georgia, was several years in prison, but our pressure, he was finally released, and now he's in Germany. And he directly knew these persons, confirming that, and their documents, all needed photos, videos, documents, confirming they opposition activists, and they was repressed by Ilham Aliyev authority, was arrested, punished, beating, tortured. Their family was even repressing, pressuring. And they even was in appeal, not court ruling. In Germany, I think not only in Germany, first instance of court, 90% saying no to all asylum seekers. 90%. First instance saying no. But appeal already they have time, all dogs, and 90% who truly, even 100 should be, truly as they represent themselves, opposition, they repressing in Azerbaijan, and they have resident status, not only in Germany, but in Germany too. After appeal court, 90% of them have. But in this case, German authority, police arrested them without waiting appeal court decision. But they truly have dogs, this confirmed verified by Afgan Muhtarlı too, can confirmed verified by Azerbaijan opposition party here, Ali Karimli party, the member of Ali Karimli party, and others. How you can deport them, Germany? And they was immediately arrested in Azerbaijan, tortured, beaten, they putting in prison, and this in your hand, Scholz and others. You did that. Your appeasement, Ilham Aliyev, EU and Germany and France and Italy, appeasement, Ilham Aliyev. How many times I should call you and you will act? You will repeat your grave mistake as you did in Hitler-Putin case. Ilham Aliyev can do, yes, anything against nation, people, against me too, against nation, people too, because your appeasement. He will do maneuver and you will allow that because Azerbaijan gas. Where you go, green energy, clean energy, how you go there? This no even seeing, no even feeling, nothing there, zero. Why you even refuse implement your decisions, EU, divesting from fossil fuel, stop subsidies, go clean green energy, solar and wind. Where are these? Why you not replacing this Russian oil and gas by solar and wind? You appeasing Ilham Aliyev. Ilham Aliyev, killer. He killed Daphne Caruana Galizia. He killed Elmar Hüseyinov in 2005. He killed Bayram Mehmedov in Turkey 1 year ago. He tried to kill me by the system terror and torture, by Putin order. He arrested me by Putin order in September 2020. Trump demand, Putin order, Ilham Aliyev did. And against people, nations. He crimes, he cracked down on human rights, democracy. He crime money in Britain, in Germany. Where this investigation or outcome of this investigation? How many people age from 18, starting from 18? There are dozens, 70, 80 people. Ilham Aliyev film in Britain, in London, Britain. Their name, yeah, this one fresh name. This name not this existing name, but yes, this using this method, money laundering and shell companies, blah blah. And Britain continuation of Britain appeasement of Ilham Aliyev annually 7 billion. There was figure from Balwa for 14% of GDP. 14% of GDP. 15 or 14. Annually, this continuation of that. You can't rule of law, you fighting corruption, money laundering. And Ilham Aliyev even killer. And Hitler Putin killer in your soil. This also not yet by British authority. At least 11 people Hitler Putin killed in your soil. Even this no mention, no touch. Continuation of that. Again, Ilham Aliyev same appeasement. How you fighting for democracy? How you fighting dictatorships when you appeasing so obvious dictator as Ilham Aliyev? United States, EU, Britain. Stop that immediately. What I saying this all urgently because so crucial period of time now, and Azerbaijan people want freedom, want change Ilham Aliyev regime. You should stand with Azerbaijan people. How Azerbaijan people can act if you don't give it any chance for Azerbaijan people by appeasing Ilham Aliyev, Mehriban Aliyeva. Stop that. Enough is enough. climate crisis. Tweet. Fossil fuels. The letter from Mary Toussaint, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and 46 elected officials to Biden and von der Leyen. In a letter, this Ignacio Corrao tweeting. In a letter, so co-signed in a letter, co-signed by me, Ignacio Corrao, European Parliament member. From Italy, Green, co-signed by me of Maria Toussaint and AOC, means Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, together with the deputy Jared Hoffman and Jeffrey Merkel, the challenge to POTUS and von der Leyen on Innova bill. Okay, they request, they prevent the creation of new infrastructures for carbon. Okay, petroleum or gas. Prevent creation new infrastructures. Means all new infrastructures, buildings should be 100% clean energy, green energy, zero emissions. No oil, no gas, no other things, no carbon dioxide. And Ignacio Correo continued. The world production share nuclear has dropped dramatically from 17% to 10%, a decline that will not be recovered by 2030. And not even if the life extension of all 230 reactors, which by 2027 will have exceeded 40 years, were authorized. And he continued. On the other hand, at the rate of over 90 gigawatt per year of solar photovoltaics, 90 gigawatt per year of solar photovoltaics, 50 gigawatt of inshore and offshore wind, and 10 gigawatt of biomass. So 90 gigawatt is solar, 50 gigawatt is wind, and 10 gigawatt is biomass. Totally 150 gigawatt. 150 gigawatt, okay? And taking into account the lower density, renewably will produce 4 times the of what would come from the hypothetical 55 gigawatt nuclear. Okay? At least 3 times more we can. Yes, you give you energy using clean energy. No needing nuke, which not enough and very risky, very bad. Climate crisis. Again, I saying that to you. will kill you if you not will stop climate crisis. There will happen avalanche effect. Planet Earth will change immediately. No, immediately. Avalanche. Avalanche happening immediately. Okay? Avalanche, therefore, I call that avalanche effect. There will viruses, there will volcanoes, there will floods and wildfires, all hurricanes, all very powerful, and quantity will very more. And there will earthquakes, very powerful earthquakes. 15 in Fukushima was 11, yeah? At least 15. And quantity will more. And others, and others, and others. Now this earth, this not tweet, this written from YouTube community. Researchers in Chile discovered what they call a superpower bacteria in Antarctica that has the potential to cause another deadly pandemic. They said the bacteria has a built-in resistance to antibiotics that could negate known treatments. Anders Marcoleta, the lead researcher of this study, said the superpower are found in mobile DNA fragments. They are able to resist the extreme conditions and are easily transferable to other bacteria. We know that the soils of the Antarctic Peninsula, one of the polar areas most impacted by melting ice, host a great diversity of bacteria, Marcoleta said, and that some of them constitute a potential source of ancestral genes that confer resistance to antibiotics. The researchers are concerned that melting ice in polar regions during the climate crisis could release the bacteria and cause the next pandemic. Marcoleta said the idea that this genus could eventually reach bacteria that cause infection in humans or other animals, giving them greater resistance capabilities, does not seem unreasonable. This real threat. They are real viruses. Scientists saying that. They are viruses, deadly, pandemic, no one, not only from Antarctica, to Arctica, to Russian Siberia, to from others land to viruses, deadly, superpower. You not have vaccine. This will part of global genocide. Your inaction on climate crisis will cause of that global genocide. in first stage, global genocide. In next stage, your existence means my English. Yeah, yeah, as human beings, not to able adopt and you will die. That's true. So why you not using this situation when you should ban Russian oil and gas and use that go clean energy fully? No watch where gas, liquid gas, or where fracking. Stop that. Go clean energy. We have techs. We have high techs. We have all needed opportunity for go clean energy economy. Start use that. Oil and gas giants spent millions lobbying to block climate change policies. Millions. David Wallace Wells, quote from George Monbiot. Already, the planet's farmers produce enough food to cater for the projected 10 billion humans of 2050. The problem is waste and distribution. The waste goes to fat while other countries, including Ethiopia, hungers. This is one of your satanic, evil action, civilized world, developed countries. You go fat, planet so small. All countries, your neighbors, they're dying because hunger. It's not satanic. David Wallace Wells, quote, first, that pandemic law should engage countries' existing legal obligation by acknowledging how climate change will exacerbate outbreaks. Second, that a pandemic treaty could be modeled on climate law to make countries transparent in and accountable for reaching communities. I previously read that and read it again. Read it again. Casey Mitchell, this corruption money laundering case. There should absolutely be high-level investigations into Jared Kushner's, and Mnuchin, Trump Treasury Secretary in time, connections to Gulf wealth and effects on U.S. policy. Jared Kushner and Mnuchin connection to Gulf wealth. There should be high-level investigations. Means Department of Justice, Merrick Garland. Sarah Kenzo. This tweet is 1 year old today. And here tweet from May 25, 2021, 1 year ago. Sarah Kenzo. Garland means Merrick Garland, Attorney General, would not release the memo on Trump and obstruction. Yellen, Treasury Secretary, would not release Trump's tax returns. Wray, FBI Director, would not investigate the elites behind the attempted coup. President Biden will not restructure board to get rid of DeJoy. Postal Service chief. And Democrats will not pass voting rights. You catching on yet? You catching on yet? Asking. And this 1 year ago, all remain. Why? Why Garland not releasing even memo of Trump and obstruction? Why Yellen not releasing Trump tax returns? Why Wray not investigating these chiefs behind this coup attempt? Means Trump, no. I've plenty of times said that. People, team, friends, Earth people, time for act. Time for act immediately. Together with me, this possible and will successful. Do that. Today, what I say, all very serious and all very urgent. Do that without delay. I say, I together with you, Earth people. I am Chinghiz.